Hello everybody, it's Colleen McLean coming to you from Inside Tin Can Tarot Trailer, and I'm here to do day 2 of Ethany Dawn's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge 2019, and today is the top 5 tarot decks used or purchased, sorry for the fussing, in 2018. So some of mine might have come out earlier than that, but purchased in 2018. The first one being what's going to be on so many people's lists is Baba Studio Victorian Romantic. How grateful, thank you, were we that Baba Studio re-released this. I know I've been getting readings with it for a few years, thinking I would never ever see it myself. So I'm so grateful it came out. My first feeling when I got it, other than the fact that I had this smashed box, which they immediately replaced, was, yay, beautiful teal gold. Wait a minute, what color is this? Why don't the back of the cards match the box? I think that's weird. And then I was, oh my God, this cardstock. I mean, I love Wild Unknown. I love Pagan Otherworld cardstock. This one feels thin. But I got it when it first came out. I think it was spring or summer, and I've been using it for tarot readings for weddings, things where it's sort of really kind of monumental. I feel like it's a very special occasion deck. And okay, the cardstock is unbeatable, or equally good to the best in terms of its flexibility, shuffleability, handling in the hands. Feels great, right? And we love a tarot deck that just feels good. Oh my God, it feels so good. Next, and I haven't picked out favorite cards or anything, so I apologize, the images. I mean, look at some of these images. First, there's some gold embossing, which loses some detail. I'm sort of sad about that, because I would have liked more detail, probably. But they are so rich that it brings texture to all the readings. I mean, when I looked at this knight and used it in a reading, I was like, he sort of wants to dominate you, right? I don't get that from a Rider-Waite knight. Knight of Swords, but he really likes saving the damsels in distress there, right? Nine of Swords, I love this Nine of Swords, just talking about feeling like you're out on a ledge, right? So classic readings, and clients are very impressed, especially if you're doing something like a wedding, right? So I love that. I still don't love the backs not matching the box. It's like, be one or the other. I would have loved the teal version. That would have been great. But anyway, gratitude nonetheless, and definitely in top 5 tarot decks for 2000, coming out in 2018, right? This was a boon. Yay. Makes me want to get Bohemian Gothic now, because I'd never gotten that. Yes, now I want that. So up for trades, anybody who has extra copy. Second, I think it's going to say, I got this in February. I don't think it was released in February. I think this is like the 3rd or 4th printing. But it was at the Northwest Tarot Symposium in Oregon. And there was a whole table of Meningella decks. And I almost lost it. I thought this, if everybody knew about this, it would be we would have a riot. But I got the La Corte dei Taruccis. And, oh, I forgot to turn on airplane mode. I apologize. Right? Now, these are so unique, all right? The artist is Anna Maria D'Onofrio, right? And they're pretty classic. We've seen a lot of walkthroughs through the year on this. And if you haven't seen it for any reason, it's really notable, not only for its, its ancient Italian style, but its size, because it's strangely long and thin, and it's cardstock, which is like a very, very, very thick cardboard. Crazy, right? The images are just, they're pips. So they're crazy classics. Here's our cups. Look at the coloring in that. How does this read? It reads very sophisticated, right? You're not going to go in there and go, is he coming back? I mean, of course you could, but I don't know that I would pick this deck for that. I would pick this deck for, my soul's purpose, my work, my family. I guess you could really do it for anything, but that's true of all cards. I use Victorian Romantic for love readings, and I use this for myself. I haven't really used this for clients. So I guess that's why I'm stumbling on what it's really good for, what its voice is. Because I'm really still getting to know it myself. Look at this. Okay, so this, let's find some more tips. The baton. Oh no, that's swords, sorry. Let's see if I have any. I think this is the batons or wands. And then I showed you cups already. Look at the Stella for star. Right, so doesn't this just evoke, first of all, it goes so well in my trailer. That's one thing I love about it. It's consistent with our flavor when we go out. But I don't use it for clients yet because it is a pep deck, and because it is, I'm still really meeting it and learning it. I worked with it for a month with Pat Fogarty. I think we did Embrace the Magical, and this was the deck I used. Okay, so I recommend that if it's still in print. They number them. I don't think they're out of print, but they just keep doing like first printing, second printing, third printings. I think this is the third or fourth printing. Right, and they're numbered. From Milano, Italy. So next time I go to Milano, I'm going to have to go to the store. Of course, I don't know when that will be. Okay, third deck. What am I using for my third deck? Well, I'm going to pull out a classic Saucerabito, right? I mean, this is probably the only deck so far. It's a modern deck. It's like what Avalon likes to call a good all-rounder. I love it when she says it's just a good all-rounder. There's one top tarot decks video that Avalon does that I think I've looked at maybe 15 times, and she goes through all kinds of decks. She has about 15 of them. It's just the best. One of her classics, I think. So I'm doing Saucerabito as my third top tarot. Just look at the way it handles these swords. I often call the Ten of Swords acupuncture, where we're, releasing the blocks, letting the energy flow. And what I like about this one is that it's sort of a white, energetic thing that's happening that really can facilitate that interpretation for me if I'm saying, he's not dead, he's not bleeding out on the ground, he is getting treatment. He's being worked on by the angels. It's not my favorite. Very accessible, very modern. I actually have this deck in my tarot trailer for sale, which is the only deck that I have for sale right now. But also really interesting, like this is, enlightenment. This is realization, parting the clouds and the confusion and the darkness and helping you to get clarity and to see, right? It's got incredible gold gilding. Did I say who this was by? I didn't say any of the things, right? So it's by Stasha Burrington, and it's self-published. It comes with a little indie book. But it does come with a notably really good box, so that you don't have to get a box or a bag for it if you don't want to. Same thing with La Corte. I kept this in its box, and Victorian Romantic. So far, Saucerabito is the first one that I actually put in one of my bags, and it's because I have a bag that goes so well with it. In my Etsy shop called The Tarot Keeper, I make these bags. And very often if something comes in a tuck box, I don't keep it in the tuck box. I immediately put it in a bag or a box of some kind. So I started a shop. See how good that goes? It's a little kit you can buy on Tarot Keeper. Is that a bad plug, or is that okay to do? I'm not sure, but you're going to see a lot of my bags. Okay, so Saucerabito, the High Priestess. You got to give props for the owl with the High Priestess. Higher knowledge. Seen above. Seen through. Of course, my favorite is, and I don't know if I'm going to find it, that made me want this deck, was so much to making these videos. I didn't get these in order. The Emperor. Because to me, that's like the man who's always at the top that you never really see. You really never know who's running everything. Kind of like Charlie and Charlie's Angels, remember? You never really know who's running everything. And once you do, the series always starts to go downhill. Once you get to the guy on top and he starts becoming a regular on the series, I don't care if it was, what was that one with Scandal? Once you start seeing her father, he lost some of his threat, didn't he? Two of Cups. Isn't that adorable? So sweet. Saucerabito. 3 on the top 5. Okay, moving on to a classic. I got a classic Rider-Waite. I think it was this year I got it. And it, again, didn't really come with a good box. It's kind of indie, so I made my own little bag for it. It's a Lenormand-sized bag. But the deck is a classic Rider-Waite. It's a version of Rider-Waite, but it's made antique style and really, really mini. See how tiny it is? And I think this is a Pam's Vintage Rider-Waite deck. Done by Lucky Cards or something like that. I'm not quite sure. But she takes the classic images and she antiques them and colorizes them. And they don't have borders. And this turned out to be even more useful to me than my commemorative borderless deck, which I have here in the trailer, which I thought would be a staple. But this started getting pulled out more than that did. And I think it's its size. It just enables me to throw a lot of cards out on a table wherever I'm going, especially if I'm going to a party where all I get is a little card table or something. Then this always comes with me. When I did the convention center downtown at the convention center LA, I took this because I could just do a quick, what I call speed tarot, and you just fan the cards out and you let them pick a card. And then you put them back in and you read the card next. There was like 14,000 people at that convention, so I was moving fast. I only got through like 140 of them, but I didn't stop. Each reading was only 3 minutes long. So it's pretty, right? Really, really pretty. I think it comes in a couple sizes. I think it comes in a bridge size. I really didn't know I was getting a mini when I got it. I was surprised. So I don't know what to tell you what it should be called. Maybe by sizes, right? This one is probably 2 inches by 1.5 inches. It's probably its size or something in that range. All right, so that's number 4 already. Am I moving fast? Okay, the last one is brand new to me today, but it's been on my wish list ever since I saw it at the Brewery Art Walk downtown LA, where James Eads actually has his studio, which I didn't know he was there, but all of a sudden I'm looking at his paintings going, this is so much like the guy who does Prismavision's tarot. And I walk inside and all the Prismavision tarots are stacked up by the cash register, and James Eads is standing behind them. I'm going, oh, dude, I know your deck. So at the Brewery Rock, this woman, her name is Liz Houston, had some prints up on her wall. And I looked at them and I said, wow, you should make a tarot deck. These are so pretty. And she said, I am. And so she did. And this is the tarot deck. And I'm going to do not an open unboxing, but I'm going to do a walkthrough of it because it's brand new. It's just come out, I think, last month maybe. And it's called the Dream Keeper's Tarot by Liz Houston. And again, it's an indie deck. So I think you have to go on to lizhouston.com, www.lizhouston.com, and it comes with a separate companion book, which I think you have to buy separately, which is well worth it. And like I said, I'm going to do a walkthrough. But in the meantime, until that happens, here are some of the images. And let's just have a look at them and see what comes up. So to give you your first look. Let's just flip them away. I can't read them because I don't have my glasses on, so I'm just going to let you take a look. I'm not going to make any comments until it's time to do the walkthrough. Very sort of watery colored, dreamy, dreamy deck. Surreal. Feminine base. She even says it's very purposely feminine base because it's a use of feminine energy in this card. And as I say that, one of the female cards come up. All right, so I am going to leave it there because I will do a walkthrough on this for you. And when I do the walkthrough, I will narrate over it what the author actually says. Because I tend to really look at what the author says about cards and why they picked the images they did for their meaning. I learned a lot about relating to different cards in different ways that way. And we can talk about that, I'm sure, on another prompt. Okay, so this is, again, Dream Keeper's Tarot by Liz Houston. And that makes a total of 5 of my top tarot decks for 2018. 15 minutes. I really don't know what the parameters are. Is it 5 minutes? Anyway, Can't wait to see all your videos, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with my top 5 Oracle decks. Goodbye and good day to you all.